Darion! Darion, wake up. You awake? You alright? You okay? Alright. So hey, welcome back after spring break. Been a lot of stuff going on around here. First of all, we're going to go over the plan of the week. But I can hardly breathe. So bear with me here. Maybe I'll change into something a little more comfortable. How's that? I'll try that. I'll be right back, so Terry, I'll stay awake, please.
Well, good morning, if it happens to be morning wherever you're at. First of all, I'd just like to say I hope everyone's doing well. We're doing well around here. You hear the echo in the classroom? That's because nobody's here. Nobody. The whole center's dead. I don't mean that literally, but there's a few students aboard that are sequestered away in their dorm rooms. I really thought you guys were coming back on, what was that, 15 April. I thought you guys were coming back on 15 April. And then I hear that spring break's been extended. And then I'm looking at my notes here, 11 May popped up. You're coming back 11 May. Wrong again. But 11 May is a significant date, and you want to keep it on your calendar because 11 May is when the center begins, and I say begins because it's going to be a rough beginning, to talk about and implement distant learning. So the clock stopped the day you guys left, which was like, what, months ago? A couple of months ago? The clock, I believe the clock is going to start up again on 11 May. Now, a couple things you want to think about. That means spring break's over on 11 May. So we're going to want a 500-word essay when you get back on what you did on spring break. Oh, wait. That's not for you guys. But you need to take something into account. That clock's going to be running again. So time is a ticking. What's going to be the plan at this point is the keyword or the buzzword that's floating around is distant learning. So you guys are really way ahead of a lot of the other vocations, I think, in the fact that, number one, we've issued you laptops. Hopefully you have them with you. And we're basically taking the entire contents of the cloud and putting them on Google Classroom, which is available and accessible over the internet. So hopefully you have an internet connection. And another thing is the counselors at this point, hopefully, have gotten a hold of you, however they will, either phone call or text you or email you, instructing you to log on to your Job Corps live account, email account, and look for instructions on how to access the Google Classroom. So your Google Classroom email is your last name, first name, Tunk Point, hshighschool.org. That's going to be your Google Classroom account. Not your personal Google, not a Yahoo or a Hotmail, your Job Corps high school account. So if you haven't logged on there, the first time you get logged on there, you'll be prompted to reset a password or prompted for a password. This should all be in the instructions on your live email once you access that. So that's the first step. Access your live account, look for the instructions. If you don't get them, feel free to give us a call or email us. You all have our email addresses, hopefully, when you were emailing us your system drawings. Or you can call your counselor. Call your counselor first. It should be the first line of defense in setting all this up. Then we're going to take over from there. All right, so we're going to populate Google Classroom with the contents of the cloud and some other stuff. It's all a user-friendly platform. You have laptops, like I said. But that's the way we're going to communicate with you from that point forward is through Google Classroom and that hs.org email. Not your live account, not your personal email account, Google Classroom's the way we're going to go, because we really have no idea how long distant learning is going to be in play. But what you want to think about is your future, because I need you to stay focused. There's been a downtime, and you know, everybody's talking about these scary times and these challenging times, and I'm sure it is for some folks, but maybe not for others. But what you do need to take into account is stay focused, because that clock, I'm looking at the clock in the back of the classroom, that clock's still it's starting to run again on May 11th, I should say. May 11th. Starting it back up. So you need to stay focused and remember why you started this journey. You came here for you. You came here so you could excel and get a nice family wage job and a career in the maritime industry. If that's your case, maybe you find out you don't like it. You might have discovered that already. Hopefully you all come back. We're looking forward to you coming back. I won't hit the wrong button. I really was tempted to, but I won't. And we need you to finish strong. All right, finish strong. This is just a hiccup. Kind of look at it as hitting the pause button. The entire country hit the pause button at the same time, right? So you're really not falling behind unless you give up the 11 May startup. We're going to have this thing going. This Google Classroom is going to be going on 11 May. So we're going to be utilizing our existing learning objectives. Probably have some videos on there. The big buzzword is like live streaming. That's not really going to be very effective because of the fact that a lot of you are on the East Coast, you're in Hawaii, some of you on the West Coast, some of you, I don't know where you're at. But everything's accessible on the internet. You have phones, you have computers. If you didn't bring your computer with you, hopefully you have access to a computer. If you need another copy of the cloud on the flash drive that we give you when you first check in, if you need that, get a hold of us. We can drop one in the mail to you, the snail mail, and you can start using it. Or you can take the shortcut or the easy button, go straight to Google Classroom. There'll be instructions there. It's laid out the same way. So you're already familiar with it. But what to expect in the future, like I said, I don't know if I said it or not, but what to expect in the future is kind of unknown at this point. So you can expect there will be change as we migrate through this process. And it's just a process. It's going to take time. There will be interruptions, maybe interruptions in service, something might crash. I don't know. But my goal is to get back to a routine, back to the plan of the week, system drawings on Monday morning, turning in your PTO requests on Monday morning, working on projects in the afternoon, getting the Columbia underway, doing pre-underway checks on Wednesdays, topping off potable water, checking fire stations, getting underway on the Ironwood, which I'll talk about briefly about the Ironwood, testing on Friday. Right now, testing is on the pause button, the big pause button. You can't test remotely. You can't test on Google Classroom. You have to test in this classroom, because that's the way our course is set up. If that happens to change, that's going to come from the National Maritime Center and the local regional exam centers. And I think by the time they do change it, if they were to change it, you're already going to be back on center. And that returning process isn't what I expected it to be, or would normally expect it to be, like the end of a Christmas break or a spring break or a summer break or something. Hey, everybody's back on the first day. We can do the big old, you know, hey, welcome back thing. This is going to be more of a transitional state, trickling in, a couple here, a couple there. Eventually we'll be back up to full strength. But what I do ask is that you get on that Google Classroom and start massaging that. Start working that, because when you get back, you can start testing again. You've got a lot of downtime right now that you can be ahead of the game when it comes to studying the material. Don't focus. Don't put yourself in a box. Hey, my next test is test 4. I'm just going to study test 4 stuff. Go all the way through all the curriculum, all the way to the final. That way when you get back, you can start knocking out these exams. Boom, boom, boom. Because the play button is starting on May 11th, as far as your time goes. I'm looking forward to seeing you both online, Google Classroom, and really expecting to see you back personally in this classroom. Because all the stuff going on around here is just driving me nuts. It's like the secret squirrel or the shiny. Everybody's going, hey, look at that. Let's try that. Hey, ooh. It's just driving me nuts. I need you to come back. I need a classroom. I need some students. Because you guys are the reason I'm here. So get your asses back here. All right? That's all I got to say about that. We'll talk to you later.